When Dana's rump is in the air, it's like a starter pistol for the podcast.
That's our cue to begin.
Yeah. Ready, set, rump in the air, and then Dana goes like.
She's gonna say something actually interesting.
Okay, do you mind if I say something actually
blow our
interesting?
minds.
Before we start every pod, we are always fighting. Tensions are always high because it's, you know what? It's a lot of, whoever's making 60 grand to set up other people's podcasts a year, like you are so underpaid.
Yeah.
But like we're always having these little arguments and then Robert's always like, save it for the pod. And I'm like, the young alternators don't care about our petty disputes.
Our petty squabbles.
Oh
but then
my
I was like,
God.
that's the whole pod is
And
our
then I'm
petty
like, that's
squabbles.
why our podcast is not Joe Rogan Experience. Do you think Joe Rogan is talking about his petty disputes with Jamie? I'm sure happen. You know? You don't think that Jamie and Joe aren't fucking going at it off
First
mic?
of all, I'm totally Jamie and you're totally Joe, so you're right.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who Eve would be in this scenario.
The guest, the honored guest.
The honored
Period.
Alex
guest.
Jones.
I'm Alex Jones.
Eve is okay. I'm Jamie. You're Joe Rogan. Eve is Alex Jones.
The frogs are gay.
The frogs are
gay. Maybe that's why we haven't blown up. We haven't even said whether frogs are gay or not.
Well, everyone go. Let's go say what you think about frogs and
I
being
think
gay.
frogs are bi.
Bye for clout.
Two sisters talk about dumb shit. We hope you like it. Cause if not, then we'll kill ourselves and the blood will be on your hands. Young alt.
Yeah.
Wait, can I talk about my moratorium on Bye for clout?
No.
Is that
No,
too
of course you
controversial?
can. I mean,
Okay, so basically, I think that. So first of all, I just want to say to any young alternators who identify as bi, I believe you. That being said, what?
it's just to say that sounds like you don't. The fact that you specify, you go,
No, I believe you.
I believe you.
I believe
No,
you.
I do believe you.
please
I believe
continue.
you. I believe
No,
you.
please
Here's my
continue.
thing, though. Women indisputably do get clout from being bi nowadays, and that's all I'm saying. They indisputably get some clout, right? And I'm not saying that everyone
we're
who's
referring to tweets that are like, fuck it, I'm bi,
Yeah.
and then it's like a million retweets.
right.
Well, I'm also referring to those Instagram accounts where it's 400 posts about how crazy it is to be bi, and then one post about celebrating their wedding to a man. And there's nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong with
There
that.
is nothing wrong with
I
that.
really
That's
believe you.
totally allowed.
That being said, I think because there is an indisputable clout that hot white women specifically seem to get from coming out as bi, I would like to propose a 1-year moratorium on bi clout. So if you are a woman who's coming out as bi, that's fine, but you can't get any clout or benefits from it for an entire year. So any opportunities that come your way, any extra likes on posts, you have to forfeit the
How
right
do
to
you
all of those.
do that?
I'm thinking, well, my real take is that if you are bi, you should have to be bi like in your life, you can't be bi on social media for a year. You have to be bi in real life for an entire
Okay,
year
before
before
you
you
can claim-
go to social media.
So in
to get
real
clout
life,
for
you could
it.
be
The
sucking and
clout.
fucking all over the gender spectrum.
Yes.
But on social media,
On social media, you have to be doing it for a year before I hear about it. I don't want to hear
okay.
about it until you've been out here doing it for a
Can I
year.
be honest? How do you know that
Yeah.
that's not happening though? How do you know that when you see a post online from a bi woman about being bi,
But
that
it,
she
it
hasn't?
hasn't been a year.
I don't.
Maybe this
But
policy's been in place amongst the bis.
Bis, weigh in. Has there already been a clout moratorium for y'all?
Here's the thing. I love the bis. I love bis so much I call them highs because I say, hi, hello, love what you're doing sexually.
This is why we haven't blown up. Wow. This is why.
Anyway.
Here's what's brave about that, actually. Here's what's really brave. I knew you guys would hate it. I knew you would hate it, and I said it anyway.
I think you know that about a lot of your bits.
No, because sometimes I genuinely do kind of
He's
hype
like, this
myself
one's
up.
gonna kill.
I'm like, Dana and Eve are gonna eat this up, and then
Yeah.
it turns out they're not hungry. They're not eating it up at all.
Turns out we're starved. Or no, we're full. Turns
We're,
out we're
yeah,
full.
we're full.
Yeah.
Eve is full because of her bio class.
Period.
Bio class. I think universities, instead of teaching bio, they should take the O off. Just teach these kids to be bi, you know?
I think we've had enough of this rhetoric.
I could keep going.
all that
Is
being
what I'm
said-
saying rhetoric? It's kind of nonsensical.
If you are bi for clout, if you are bi and you're getting clout,
I love how many qualifiers you have to put in to not be homophobic or biphobic. You're like, if you're a woman
this
who's
isn't
bi
homophobic. If you're-
on clout,
if you're gay, come out immediately.
If you're gay, come out
If you're gay,
immediately.
yeah,
If
like
you're gay, get
the
out
clout.
here.
No, if you're gay, get your clout.
Get over here.
If you're bi, hold off on getting your clout.
well,
please.
if you're a bi man, there's no clout for bi men. So come on out.
Yeah, and if you're a bi man, please come out because there doesn't seem to
And
be
we
any clout
salute
for you
you.
to get.
And we salute
So
you for real.
come get that clout that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I always think that the problem is with the people who are hyping things up, though. Like, it's never on like people. Okay. What am I trying to say?
Oh, I see what you're saying. The problem isn't
like the problem
woman.
isn't the person posting. The problem is that everybody hypes it up. The problem is that it does get the hype. Like they could post it and it wouldn't, and then it doesn't get any hype, and then it's fine, and then nobody cares. But it's like it's because
You're
people
right.
give it
maybe
the hype.
problem isn't the bi person.
Right, it's not the poster.
So
It's-
maybe
it's
it's
the
like we as consumers, if we know that someone hasn't been bi for more than a year, we can't
Or
give
it's
them
like,
their clout.
okay,
yet.
go hype up bi men. Why don't you hype up bi people of color? Why are you only hyping up hot white bi women?
Who, by the way, people always have liked that crew. But I also like maybe that's the thing. It's like the problem isn't like the woman being like, "Hey guys, by the way, just to let you know, I'm bisexual." It's all the people in the comments, all like the middle-aged straight woman being like, "Yes, you queen.
Yes.
Yes, iconic queen.
Yes, you queen.
And then let me just go ahead and frantically delete all my comments saying "Yes, you queen" on all these bi girl posts.
Well, no, it just reminds me of when Charlie D'Amelio was first blowing up, and it was crazy, and everybody was hating on her for why is she popular as if it was her fault,
Right.
But it's like she's just posting her things. The people are the ones responsible
For blowing
for
it
the
up.
fame.
Yes.
That's not she didn't
Right,
do
algorithms
that.
are people at the end of the day.
Right.
We mustn't forget. Wait, what? You had a rule about 50-50 if you're bi. I
Well,
liked your rule too.
Well, my rule for the bisexuals,
I'm just sorry that we're not actually. Just to be clear, we're not.
It's a request. Dana said,
we
please.
straighties. We're not trying to actually legislate bisexual people. Like we don't have. We're there's no enforcement of these rules. We're just playing with a little jape. It's a little jest.
tis but a jape.
Tis but a jape.
Tis
And
but a
we
jape.
would never dream to legislate
Well, I'm
the
just
bisexual
saying
community.
conceptually, it's like I think the good rule for bisexuals would be
Me
that,
writing to my congressman.
Yeah. I believe a
impose
good
bi
rule about the
legislation.
bisexuals.
Moratorium on bi clout.
Well, I love the idea of like when everyone was like the ICE raids were going on and they were like, call your congressman. I call my congressman and I'm like, hey, knock the ICE raids off. And while I've got you, my rule for the bisexuals on Instagram. Well, I think a good rule for bisexuals on Instagram is you have to be 50-50 with your posts. So every time a bisexual makes a post that's like women loving women, they have to then follow it up with like, went to Bass Pro Shop with my boyfriend. God, I love to get him beer. That way we're getting the full spectrum of the bi experience.
Because it'd be like 100,000 views, 5 views.
They go to their analytics. It's like a roller coaster, just like up and down, up and down.
But Robert and I always talk about how famously bi people, when they're dating someone of the opposite sex, they're in a straight appearing relationship. They're always like, it's actually a queer relationship because even though it looks straight, I'm bi. And we were saying, well, then when you're dating a woman, if you're a woman dating a woman and you're bi, that's a straight relationship. No,
By that rule.
by that logic.
It's still
because-
straight.
Yeah, like if you say if I'm in a straight
Wait.
presenting relationship because I'm bi and I'm dating a man and I'm like, it's actually a queer relationship because I'm bi. Then by that same logic, when I'm dating a woman, it's a straight relationship.
Yeah. And this is all laid out in the Google Doc Dana and I have that we update every day.
I thought you were gonna say like, because people say like, oh, if you're attracted to people of all races, then when you're in when two white people are in a relationship, it's
you're in
an interracial relationship.
Yeah, Robert says that.
Yeah. Well, whenever like bisexual women are like dating men and they'll be like, this is still a queer relationship even though I'm a woman dating a man, I'm like, that's like kind of like two white people dating and then being like, well, this still counts as an interracial relationship because we're both hypothetically willing to date people of color. We both in college once thought about maybe going for it.
Going for it.
And really, here's the deal. What we really talk about off camera is that bisexuals are
Instead
brave.
of petty squabbles, let's talk about how we're gonna implement bi legislation so we can limit their social media
Just to be
posts.
so clear, I'm not interested in legislation at all. If I was, I would have gone to law school.
Yeah. Yeah. That entrance interview would have gone real well for you. Hey, why do you want to go to law school? It's like, well, here's the thing about the bisexuals. Coastal specifically women on Instagram.
But
Specifically
what if
women
they're
on
like,
Instagram.
I like your moxie, kid. You know what you want, and you're going for it.
Dude,
You're
I do
going
think
for
I'm
it.
someone who, I mean, I've had dreams where I get into Harvard Law School and business school, and I don't know how to tell Robert like that we have to move to Boston so I can go to Harvard.
You're worried about how you would break the news to me that we both have to move to Boston because you've gotten into
I
Harvard.
told you about these dreams before.
Yeah, I kind of see now why I blocked them out. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we'll cross that bridge when we don't get to it, you know? I don't see that happening.
Can I have my fruit roll up?
Yeah, oh yeah. This is
And
also
then I'm gonna take a listening. I'm gonna call a listening break, and then Eve can talk.
and then
about
even
and then
even
you
I can
guys
talk.
really go on
Right.
it.
Yeah, hey Eve, what was that shit about the bisexuals Dana was
Yeah,
talking about?
I don't know.
Where did that
She's-
come from?
That's she told you yet that we need to move to Boston.
What? Oh God, she heard back from Harvard.
I was gonna say that my grandpa, when he was alive, would constantly be telling me to apply to Stanford. Wait, have I talked about this on here? Probably.
I don't think so. Let it rip.
Okay, who cares? We were
Let it
repeating
rip.
ourselves constantly regardless. But he would always be like, oh, you should go to Stanford, quote, because it's right there. Like, because we lived right next to it, as if like your proximity to the school has any impact on whether or not they let you in.
I will say a disproportionate amount of Poly students do get into Stanford.
Okay, so you know, maybe he was on something.
But no, but that also might be because there's a disproportionately high population of people in Palo Alto who went to Stanford because Palo Alto is where Stanford is. So it would make sense that people who go to Stanford stay in Palo Alto. Therefore, there's actually maybe more legacy.
More legacy.
children.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Dana, 30 seconds after taking a listening break. Well, actually, in Palo Alto, yeah, blah, 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 blah.
But he'd always be like, just apply. You never know. I literally took the high school exit exam. I didn't I got a graduation certificate, didn't like graduate. Also never took any SATs, ACTs, had no test scores to submit to Stanford.
It's crazy
even if
that
I
you never
wanted
took the
to.
SAT or the ACT.
Like, okay. And he's like, just apply. And I'm like trying to explain all this to him, but he's just like not having it. So eventually I like just looked up a fake
Rejection letter?
yeah, rejection letter. I told him that I applied and that I didn't get in. And
Sometimes that's what you need to do to shut them up.
And you
Grandpa,
know,
rest in peace. We
Sorry,
appreciate your
rip.
faith.
And I appreciate that he had so much faith.
Whenever
Yeah.
I used the computer for him, he always would be like, Danny, you're
You need
so
to go to
smart. You should
Harvard."
go to Harvard. And I would be like, I'm not going to get into Harvard. And he'd be like, just apply.
Yeah, he was so big on
And,
just. Also, I'm like, how much does it cost to apply?
Like
So,
$60. He did offer to
not
pay
that
for it.
much.
Every
Oh,
time
okay.
he'd be like, I'll pay for the application every time.
But I just had nothing to submit.
I mean, I think that's
Like,
truly
there
the
was
funny
no-
thing.
I had nothing to submit.
It's not even like you had bad scores. You had no
I didn't
scores.
have any scores.
You were void.
Yeah.
Well, I once had an uncle who would always be like, Robert, you can make a lot of money doing computer science these days. Everyone who does computer science makes a lot of money, so you should do computer science. And I had to be like, dude, the reason they make a lot of money doing computer science is because they can do computer science.
Period.
I can't do it.
Well-
like if I majored in computer science, I would not make a lot of money in computer science because I'd be bad at it.
Robert and I always talk about how I'm like, there's no money in being the world's worst anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, like us as computer science, we could like there's money for me and Robert in being comedians because
Not a lot,
not
but
a lot,
there is.
but there is some because we're like on the better side of comedians. Like we're like funnier than a lot of people.
But we're
Unless you don't think so.
We don't-
Keep it to
Regardless.
yourself.
Yeah.
yeah,
yourself.
let's
But,
circle
like,
back.
But like no, like Dana Donnelly, I'm like I would make no money as a computer scientist because I can't do computer science.
Period.
That's a big important
That's a
distinction.
huge
Period.
important
Well,
thing.
well, people like there's like that type of person who looks at like what the highest earning jobs are, and then they go like to their like grandson. They're like, "Have you considered being a chief executive officer of GM?" It's like, yeah, and that wouldn't work for me.
Also, everyone knows real rich people don't have jobs or careers. They own companies that they inherited from their dad.
They're like, "Have you considered
Like,
going
are
to
you
college?"
that
Life hack,
And that's a life
baby.
hack.
Have you considered going to college and majoring in inheriting a company from your father? That basically is Harvard, by the way.
And I have. I would love that.
Could your mouth be more full when you speak into the mic? What do you have to say about that?
They've been having a lot of tension recently.
Not
I'm just gonna put that out
tension.
there.
Well, first off, by the way,
Well, it'll always be like you roll up with your like, I have my club soda and my snack, and it's like, whoa, didn't get anything for.
Yeah, a lot of times Robert doesn't bring me
someone
a soda and a
else.
snack.
okay, first off,
Seems like
And
a
then
lot
he
of-
goes,
and then he goes-
this is our soda to share.
And it's like we all know that it wasn't initially a soda to share. It was a soda for you.
Okay, all
and
right.
then you got caught, and you said, "Oh, it's a soda to share."
okay, can I say this? First off, This situation would be one thing if it just, I got myself a water and forgot to get Dana a water. But what in fact happened was I got myself a water, I forgot to get Dana a water, and then Eve chimes in with, wow, he only got himself a water.
I'm just
Didn't
saying,
even get you a water.
It's just like, wow.
Eve is very intent on sowing discord.
But I
She
said
loved-
if he didn't do anything bad, I wouldn't have anything to comment on.
Really, you'd be mute if I just was
if you
fetch
came
Dana her
in
water.
with 2 was, what would I have to say?
You'd probably be
You'd
like,
find something.
yeah, you'd probably be like, one of
I
those
don't
waters
think
looks
so.
less
I think
good
you
than
make
the
my
other.
job really easy.
Why, Eve, if you truly are just reacting to what's in front of you, how did I get the nickname Chubbs?
I'd be reacting to what's in front of me.
I think that's a great example of even when I do nothing, I can just get hit by a nuclear warhead. This is also something
Just call it like I see it.
because here's what I've realized dating Dana is like, did you know that if you're in a relationship with someone and your girlfriend loses something, that means you lost it for some reason? Because Dana always like when she can't find
I'm
her
your fiance, not your girlfriend.
Okay, when my fiance, when she loses, when she can't find her laptop, she'll be like, Robert, where's my laptop? It's like, it's your laptop. It's yours. I don't know.
This is always how I've been, where I'm like, if something of mine is lost, surely the people around me must know where it is. Is that not?
Well,
That makes
before
sense to
you
me.
even retrace your steps, you assume there must be sabotage at play. Before you even think, where's the last place I left my laptop? You think, I bet Robert moved it.
I am someone who has always assumed that people are hiding my things, and that's a more likely scenario than like I simply misplaced it.
I think, yeah.
To be fair, I have a lot of your things.
Well, yeah, Eve also has started selling Dana's clothes on Depop.
What? What did I sell that was yours?
Jeans.
I asked you. I literally asked you first, and you said it was fine.
But they are her, but they
they
were
are
her
mine.
jeans.
But
It is
no.
funny.
It's
It's just
fine.
funny.
It's fine,
It's
but like,
okay,
is
but
that
it's
not
funny.
Okay, young
No,
cultivators,
because I
like,
literally
present
was like,
No,
do
totally.
you want these back? I was like, do
No,
you
it's
want these
fine.
back? If
It's
not,
fine.
I'm
It's
not
just
saying you
I'm
stole the
it's
jeans.
just-
I'm saying
I
it's funny.
sold them without asking. I said, do you want these back?
But like, you understand why it is funny to like sell someone else's things, right?
Not if you ask them. I literally was like, do you want these?
Young Olsen eaters, what do you think?
I was like, do you want them?
Yeah, and then Dana said not really, and then you
Dana
sold
said
them on
no.
Depop.
No,
That's
and then you
okay.
said yeah, and I said I'm going to sell them on Depop if you do not want them.
I'm not
and you
saying-
said okay.
I'm not saying you sold them on Depop without permission. I'm saying it's funny you sold them on Depop. That's funny.
It's objectively funny
That
to be
is funny.
selling someone
Humor.
else's.
I don't see the humor. It'd be funny if I didn't ask. But I literally was like, do you want these back if you don't want
but
them?
don't you understand that it's like kind of weird where like it's just weird to sell someone else's stuff, even if they don't want it back. It's just weird.
But I was like, do you want it? And if
Well,
you
yeah.
don't, I'll sell them on Depop.
I'm not saying it's a big deal.
No, it's not
I'm
a big
just
deal. Also,
saying
yeah,
it's
I gave you
funny.
permission to sell them on Depop, but like you were just selling my jeans on Depop.
I asked.
Well, it's like if I asked you to borrow a Spindrift and then you said yes, and I borrowed the Spindrift, and then you saw that I was selling the Spindrift on Facebook Marketplace.
But then you go, if you don't want it, I'll sell it on Facebook Marketplace. And I go, yeah, go ahead and sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
Well, that would be a funny, absurd interaction. You know, so that would be
To me,
kind
it
of.
sounds like me agreeing to let you sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
But wouldn't you ask him for money if he sold it on Facebook?
Okay,
Marketplace?
then ask me for money.
But I don't
doesn't
want
want
to ask
money.
you for money.
She just
I
wants
just
to
want to
laugh.
see
I
you
want money from the sale.
No, she just wants to laugh at the sale.
Okay, guys. Sorry, we're back.
Sorry, got a little too heated.
Battery got exhausted of us.
Yeah.
Was tired
Exhausted
of
of our BS.
Of our
Was
freaking
freaking
BS.
Tired of us.
Eve doesn't like it when we play about her business.
Well,
She's a
I'm just like-
motherfucker about her
I'm
business.
just like, what would you have? Would you rather me just donated them?
No.
Do you want
No,
money
it's
from the
just a funny-
sale?
It's just kind of funny.
I just like how
just
am I
kind
supposed to
of
handle
funny.
the
It's
situation?
It's just funny. It's just
Is it
funny
better
when
if
someone
they
sells your clothes off your.
What?
Okay,
To
tell
go
me
through
that is
someone
funny.
else's
perfect
stuff
world-
to sell.
In a perfect world, what do I do? Because the jeans don't fit me. You don't want the jeans. I either donate the jeans. I guess I can give you money from the sale. That's the only other
Well, it's
thing
not that
I
it's
see.
unjust. It's
So
not
what do I
injustice.
tell me what
In a-
what I do? Tell
in
me
a-
what
in
to
a
do.
perfect
Okay, here's my
world.
thing. In a perfect world, you would have just like you would have just put them back in my room. In a perfect world,
But I
I
asked
guess.
you if you wanted them, and you said you didn't want them.
But like, no, but that's not. I guess.
It is slightly different to say, do
Yeah,
you want
like-
them as in, is it okay if I wear them versus do you want them, is it okay if I sell them? I would
No,
say
but I
that's different.
literally said specifically, if you do not want these back, I will sell them on Depop. And you said, go ahead and sell them on Depop.
But do you understand why that's funny? You really don't get
funny.
why that's funny at all.
I literally don't
You don't
because
get-
I'm like, what else would you do?
Well, here's my thing. In a perfect world, it it goes down exactly as it went down. You asked to sell them on Depop. Dana said go for it. Then you sold them on Depop. And then when we brought it up on the podcast, you went, oh, that is a little
you would have
humorous.
rather I put them back, so then why didn't you say you wanted them?
She's eating a cookie.
I didn't want them. It's just the principle of it. I didn't want them.
I literally
Young
like.
Oldenators weigh in.
I'm too autistic for this. Like, I literally don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
No, it's not.
I guess it would have been like if you sell someone stuff, you would just give them money. I guess I don't want money.
So then I'll give you the money.
But I don't want money. I don't want money. No, I don't know. I just think
want an
it's funny. We
acknowledgement
just think it's funny
that it's
you
funny.
sold my jeans on Depop.
It's just a little funny.
I don't get how I could have gone about the situation better.
The situation, go about it exactly as you went about it, but then when we point out, isn't that kind
I
of
don't
funny?
get
Go,
it.
it is a kind of funny.
No.
No.
I'm not laughing.
Well, she's not laughing. But don't you see how some people would laugh?
I don't get it.
You get
I don't get it.
it.
Young Oldenators, you guys get it, right? Like you understand
get
why
it.
it's funny
If someone
that
tells
Eve
you,
had a pair of my
hey,
jeans and said, "Hey, do you want these back, or I'm gonna sell them?" Like that's just like is funny.
I don't get it.
What?
Because then you could be like, yeah, I'll take them back. And I'd be like, okay. Or you could be like, yeah, but can I have money from the sale? And I'd be like, okay.
But the very fact that what is a very casual exchange, which is sister lending jeans to
yeah.
other sister, has now become some sort of business negotiation is a little funny. Also, this would not go both ways. If Dana borrowed something of
well,
yours,
then I'd be like, oh, can I have it back? And she's like, oh, do you want these back or can I sell it? I'd be like, oh, I'd like it back, please.
did you say, do you want these back or can I sell them? Or did you say, do you want these back, pause, wait for answer, and then ask a second question?
No, I think I literally asked, do you want them back? And you were like, no. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sell them on Depop if you don't want them.
But that's what I'm saying. So you asked first, do you want these back?
Yeah.
But that's different because I think the implication is, do you want these back or is it okay if I keep wearing them?
No, I said these don't fit me.
No, I know, but my point is you didn't lead with, do you want these back or can I sell them? You went, do you want these back? Wait for answer, and then after confirming she doesn't, then can I sell them?
I don't know. I honestly don't know in which order it went.
But it's not that serious. It's not that serious. No one's trying to put you on the spot. It's just kind of funny.
It's just the feeling. And again, maybe this is like you're just really autistic.
But if somebody was like, okay, like told you, yes, you can sell them on Depop. I don't want them back. I don't want money from the sale.
I didn't say I don't want money from the sale.
Okay.
Also, it's like
I think I literally asked you if you did.
No, I don't care. I don't want money from the sale. It's just funny.
But if they're
that
like,
it's
okay,
just funny.
I'm not gonna wear
it's just
them.
funny when someone sells your clothes on Depop.
I'm not gonna wear them. You're
funny.
not gonna. But I don't get it. Like, what else could I have done? Like, it would have just been
nothing.
Then I would have just donated them. Or
but why would you have donated them? They're not yours.
No, but I asked if you wanted them back. What else is I don't get it. I literally don't get how I could have navigated the situation better.
But it's not a situation. It's just like it's just a little
funny. It's just funny.
I literally I'll never like literally like you could never explain this to me in a way in which I'll understand.
It's just like one of those like funny like human things where it's like it is funny when you just like, oh, you had a pair of jeans.
To me, it's like you ask somebody, oh, can I do this thing? And they're like, yes. And then you do the thing, and then they're like, why'd you do that?
No, I'm not saying why. I'm not asking
and then
you
I'm
why.
like, but I just
think it's we think it's funny. We just think it's funny.
But why is it funny?
Young Oldenators, do you understand why it's funny?
Young Oldenators, you get
we
this.
get why it's funny. We get that it's funny. It's funny that you just sold my jeans on Depop.
Even with permission, it's just a funny thing to ask.
It's just funny to ask. Like.
But I said they don't fit me. Are you gonna wear them?
Eve,
and you're like,
I understand. It's
but
just
like,
funny.
I think people would understand why that's kind of funny. I do.
I don't get it.
Okay, we're taking a poll right now.
Right now,
do you
the
guys
poll is
think it's
happening.
funny that she's just sold my jeans on Depop?
But it's not like I did it without asking you. And I asked you, are you gonna wear them? Because these don't fit me. And if you're not gonna wear them, then what are we gonna do with them?
What are we gonna do with? What do you mean? But what do you mean? What are we gonna
then
do?
I can donate them, or I could sell them on. I think I did ask you if you wanted money from the sale. I literally
But that's
do
not
think
the
I
point.
asked that.
It's just funny to ask.
It's not the point.
It's just funny. We're all laughing
get
right
it.
now.
I'm not laughing.
The young Oldenators are at home cackling.
I'm not laughing because I feel like I've wronged you.
You have
you
not
didn't
wronged
wrong me.
anyone.
You didn't wrong me.
You have not wronged
you didn't
anyone.
Wrong me.
No
I don't
one's
feel
saying
wronged.
you wronged
I don't
anyone.
care.
It's just
there's
funny.
nothing in the situation that
This
like
is also-
I would have needed
I
to do
also
differently.
bet this is like
I
a
just
very common
think it's
sisters
funny.
situation. It's
I
very
just think it's
sisters.
funny.
I bet it's a sister. Sister, do you want money from the sale? I swear I asked you. The jeans don't fit
It's just
me.
funny
That's
that it's
what
like
I've
so that it's like
done.
so transactional. No, I understand. No, what you did is fine. It's just funny that that's what you did. It's funny that the situation culminated in that. Can you at least understand that? Like, it's just funny that that's how the situation culminated. Oh my God, you're so autistic.
I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, somebody asks you, oh, can I do this thing? And they're like, yes. And then you do it, and then they're like, why'd you do that?
I didn't ask why did you do that.
No, just now.
I never
You're like, hey, can I do this? Yes. Wow, it's super weird that you did that.
No, I didn't think it's super weird.
I think it's kind of
no one
funny.
said it's weird. We just said it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, that funny means weird.
No, funny means how humorous, good sir. A classic laugh brought to the folk by you. That's what we're saying. Classic laugh brought to the folk by you. It's humorous, good sir.
It's just funny because
Also,
it's like such a
I've done that
classic
before.
little
I've
sister
done that before,
thing.
where I have brought a bunch of your clothes back to you, and you've been like, "Oh, I don't want this. Why are you?" You like got mad at me. Like I had a whole bunch of your clothes, and I brought them back, and you were like, "This is so annoying. Don't just get rid of this. Why would you bring this to me?"
Is that real?
Yes.
Well, look, but again, we don't need to like turn this into like it's not litigation. We're not in a deposition
Why
here.
is it funny? Why is it funny?
It just feels funny. It feels funny.
In your
it just feels
bones
funny
and gut,
in your
it's a little funny.
I don't get it. Like I don't get it.
Oh my God! It's just because it's so like classic little sister. Like to be like, oh, this thing that's not mine, I have jurisdiction, and if the other person doesn't want to do something about it, then I'm just gonna keep asking
But first of
questions
all,
until I
do
have
think you
permission to do it.
You got the
No,
jeans for me. They weren't yours. Like
Okay,
you did. You literally
I got it.
gifted them to me.
Okay, got it. Okay, got
they
it.
weren't technically
Okay, got it.
yours. You
Sorry,
bought them.
I didn't understand. I forgot that
You
they-
bought them. You
Okay,
said these
Eve,
are
I
for
don't want to
you.
talk about this anymore.
Because
I
they were
think-
too big for you. They didn't
Eve,
even fit you
I think
anyway.
it's
Joke.
funny.
It was just-
I
it's
think
just
it's funny.
a
We
kind of
just think it's
funny.
funny. We just think it's
It's just
funny.
a little funny, relatable
It's just-
situation.
But they were gifted to
Oh
me.
my
Like they
God.
didn't belong to
You're
me.
wrong. No one's saying you did wrong. It's just saying, oh, it's kind of a funny situation.
This is gonna be my frenemies moment where I storm off.
Don't storm off.
I just don't get it.
So
Because okay, they were gifted. They weren't hers.
I understand all of what's happened.
Somebody gives you a gift, and then they're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, well, I thought it'd be funny when I did this. It's not.
No one's saying you did anything wrong. We're just saying it's funny that that's what happened. That's all.
But it
We're
makes
saying
it
that's funny.
sound
That's what
like-
happened.
I took your jeans and sold them on Depop, but that's not what happened.
You got proof. Yeah.
No one was making it seem like that. We told the whole story with context and details.
Well,
I
No
don't
one's saying you're a
understand
thief.
why it's funny.
You
No
got to
one's
say
saying
your
you're a
side,
pirate.
and now we're asking the young goldenators, do you guys get why me and Robert thought that was funny? It just was funny.
How is it funny?
Oh my God! Because we made us laugh.
Because we
Like,
laughed. Because we went,
laughed.
huh,
We're like,
sisters
ha,
be like.
ha, Eve is selling my jeans on Depop. Ha.
Sisters
That's
be
all.
like. We were like hashtag sisters be like. But in fact, sisters, what they really be like is that's not funny. Where's the humor?
No, but there is an element of you think I'm a pirate at play. That's the only thing that would be funny to you.
No,
That's the only thing that would be funny to you is you thinking I'm selling something that isn't mine. That's what's funny.
No.
That is what's funny.
It's more so. No. That's.
But I'm saying that that's not like
no.
what you're finding funny isn't. Also, it's like it's blindsiding. Like
Wait,
to tell somebody to like.
No one's mad at you and no one cares, and I agree. I gave you permission
This
to
is
do
not
exactly what you
blindsiding.
did. You're allowed to do exactly what you did. I respect what you did. I just think it's funny that
Never
you did
in a
it.
million years did I think
It's
that this
just
would be the
funny.
tone of the interaction.
I'm just like, why would you give tell them, yeah, you can do this thing?
No, I agree. I told you that. It's just funny.
How? I don't get it. Like,
Okay.
because
Because it
I'm
feels-
just gonna Venmo you the money for
No,
it.
I don't
Don't. She
want
doesn't
the
want the
money.
money. Okay. All right. Let's just all settle down and all of us. Let's go back to making rules for bisexuals. I think that'll bring us all back to earth.
Why are you so mad?
I'm mad that you're mad because it's like
I'm not mad though. I'm not mad at all. I just thought it was funny. It was an offhanded comment. Ha, Eve sold my jeans on Depop.
but that's not what happened.
Yes, it is.
You gave me you bought jeans on Depop. You said, "Hey, I got these jeans for you." Okay, I was like, "Hey, these are really cute, but they don't fit me. Do you want to wear them? Do they fit you?" You're like, "No."
Okay,
I'm
you're
like,
right.
"Hey,
It's not funny at all.
hey,
I guess.
I'm actually gonna sell these on
It's
Depop. Is that okay if I do
just
that?
meant
Are
it
you
was
planning
funny.
to wear
I
them?"
just meant it was funny, and like a little sister, like,
Two
like,
sisters
I got
talking
you
about
something,
dumb
and then
shit.
you sell it on Depop.
We hope you like
but that's
it.
all.
No,
This
but
is
then
the
it's like
young
you're
old
making it sound like
podcast.
I just took something from your closet
No,
and
I
then just
didn't.
sold
I didn't make it sound like that. We just gave whole context. I think it was. I thought it was funny. I didn't think it'd be a big deal. You're acting really weird.
Can I say the truth?
No, because then you guys are like, haha, like, Eve's so weird. She, like, took stuff from Dana's closet and sold it.
No,
like, isn't that
we
so
weren't-
funny and weird?
No, that wasn't it at all. It was affectionate. It was
I just
affectionate.
don't, like, what else could I possibly... Also, it is true that I've brought things to you before, and you
It's
got mad and you were like,
affectionate.
this is so much junk. I don't want
Guys,
this.
it's
Like, why would
okay.
you bring this to me? Just get rid of it.
I see.
You've done that.
I understand why there's a defensiveness because like we're not trying to make we weren't trying to like make it seem like you were a pirate.
Like a snake.
No,
it doesn't make
you're
you
not
sound
a
like a
snake.
snake.
We don't think you're a snake. Obviously, you're not a snake. Also, you're not a snake.
The funny part is that, oh, I'm a snake.
But that's taking it a little literally, don't you think? That's like if you're like that's like if we zoomed back to like I got the water.
You're crazy.
This is like if you
How
said,
am I crazy?
This is like if you,
It's like it's not a big deal. Like I'm literally just like, like when you get someone a gift and they go, actually, I'm gonna sell this on Depop. Like that's just funny
Because they didn't fit me.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's fine.
And I was like, if they like, I just don't.
Even
What
that's
else could I
fine.
possibly
It's just
done?
funny. You're right. I
could have donated them,
Yeah,
but like,
it's not
No.
about like what else could I possibly have done. We're just saying it's funny.
remember when, at the beginning of the podcast when you
sometimes things are just funny.
wait 1 second. Remember at the beginning of the podcast
And
when
the
you were
joke
like
isn't that you're a snake. It's just funny that that's what happened. It's funny that's how the situation concluded.
But it's like when you were like, Robert didn't get a water for Dana. Imagine if I was like, what's the joke? That I hate Dana? That I want Dana to never drink water? I just don't understand. I mean, I shared my water. Was I not supposed to share my water?
What if
you know
I
what I
was
mean?
like, well, so the
But
joke
then
is that
I
I'm
feel
a bad fiance and
Okay.
I don't love Dana?
So the joke
like,
is I
that's
want
what
Dana to be in the desert without water? I got Dana a cookie, so what should I have done? Oh,
but then I would explain to Robert. I'd be like, well, see, what you could have done is you could have gotten 2 waters.
but I'm like, there have been times when I've gotten 2
And then
waters
he-
and you literally say, get that other water
no,
away
but
from
that's
me.
not true. But that's not true. Nobody's ever said that.
There have been times when I've gotten her a water and she hasn't drank it, and
Yeah,
I've
but
had to
then
get
she
rid of it the
never
next
said
morning.
get it away from me. The time that I brought her a bunch of her clothes, she literally broke down crying and was like, why would you bring
Probably
this to
because
me?
I felt overstimulated with the amount of stuff I already had.
Exactly.
What?
But
Eve,
again,
what would
Eve-
justice look like to you
but
here?
like the way you brought it up, you're like, haha, isn't it so funny that you've been selling Dana's clothes on Depop? That makes it sound like I just took her shit and sold it on Depop. Like,
no. I brought it up as a joke on this podcast so then we could give context and maybe have a little laugh. Maybe have a little. Am I nuts for expecting a little laugh?
Well,
we
Eve,
laugh often.
Also, it's like we always are like making jokes where we're like slightly like maybe obfuscating or not eliminating.
You've made jokes where the bit is I'm a fat gay boy who hates my fiancé. And that's, by the way, to be so clear, I love it. Pile it on. We're having fun.
It does feel like this is where we've hit a nerve where it's like you can't laugh at yourself at all. Like it's like okay, like.
Well, look, I don't know if this is good, but let's talk about something that we can all agree is awesome, like Lex Luthor never getting superpowers.
I think we already talked about that.
We did. I was.
He's joking.
I'm
It was
trying.
a callback.
We're
Trying to lighten the mood because you're so
trying.
upset. It's not that you could have done anything differently. It's just that what happened was funny.
A little funny.
It's not like.
Was it the funniest thing in the world?
No one's calling you a snake.
Okay, I'll just put everything back in
No,
your room.
I don't care. I don't care. I just think it's funny. It's just funny. That's all. The joke is partly on me too, where it's like, no, like I can't. You're right. Like I get overwhelmed and overstimulated when people try to bombard me with stuff because I already have too much shit. That's funny too. The joke is on me as well.
This is actually the rare case where the joke isn't on me at all.
Bruh.
Kind of crazy. Kind of also realizes that, like, apparently when the joke is on me, that's load bearing.
If you were
Oh
like,
my
oh, can I
God.
have some of your ice cream? And I was like, oh yeah, go for it. And then you're eating the ice cream. And I go, it's just
No,
like really
no,
funny that
it's
you're
not
eating
the
the
same.
ice
It's
cream.
like if you said, "Can I have some of your ice cream?" and you said, "Sure, go for it," and then you sold the ice cream.
Yeah,
on
that is
Facebook
No, but
Marketplace.
then you go, can I sell the ice cream? No, you're missing the cream.
Weird question. Even then, you'd be like, sell the ice cream, I guess. And then you would bring that up on the pod. Like,
No,
so I
it's
gave Dana my ice cream and she sold the ice cream.
It's like an ice cream that neither of us want. Neither of us want the ice. I'm like, are you gonna eat the ice cream? No. Am I gonna eat the ice cream? No.
Should I donate the ice cream? These are funny questions.
That's funny.
We're just like, it's a funny question.
It's just funny.
No, okay, because nobody donates ice cream. But it's like,
I donate ice cream. I've donated so much ice cream, and they never want it, and they always throw me out, and I just keep dropping off ice cream at Goodwill.
how do I avoid being funny?
You don't. You run straight into it. It's a charming thing.
Eve, it's just funny.
Charming.
It's funny interpersonal dynamics. It's like, oh, these are the kind of like things that, you know, the kind of interactions that we have that are funny.
Explain to me specifically why
Yeah.
it's funny. I want step by step.
There's no explanation that would end with you going, ha, I see it now.
Because to me, it's like, okay, I know why you think it's funny. You think it's
No.
funny because it's like, oh, classic Eve stealing things.
No, we don't think that.
We also don't think
Also,
classic
you know
Eve
we don't
stealing
think
things.
that.
You know we don't think
You
that.
know we don't
We
think
don't
that.
think that.
This makes me think that maybe you are stealing things
Yeah.
and you're upset because we caught on and you have like buried pirate's
You're
treasure.
defensive in a way that is suggestive that maybe you have some character flaws you're trying to cover up.
Maybe
Like
you
my Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
Okay.
let's change gears
Let's
to
change gears.
let's say literally anything else.
Okay. I have
just a question.
Okay.
I didn't have anything.
Okay. So I saw a TikTok. Can we move on? Or like, how about this, Eve? It's not funny. We're sorry we brought it up. You're right. We're wrong.
You're a noble businesswoman. Dana and I are
You're
bad
a noble,
idiots.
Yeah, you're a noble businesswoman. We're bad idiots.
Oh, can I? This is something that I like.
Well, what would you like me to do in the future?
Nothing. I like
Do
what
exactly
you did.
what you're
Do
doing.
exactly what you
Change
did.
nothing
have an
ever.
I have a better sense of humor when I say like,
If I have an item of yours,
Oh my god.
and I don't want it, and you don't
You're
want it, I'm just
good.
gonna put it back in here.
You're good.
I'm just gonna put it back in here because that's what you said you wanted me to do the first
I
time.
just thought it was funny that selling it on Depop was what you did. That's
It's just a little
fun. That's
funny.
all. That's
but
funny.
What you did was fine. Something
But
can be
I
fine
literally
and
asked and you
allowed
said
and
Oh
so
my
yes,
funny.
sell
god,
it.
Eve, let it go.
So-
We said we're sorry, you're right, we're wrong. I don't want you to do anything differently. We just wanted to tell what we thought was a little funny anecdote about Eve's and her Depop selling era, and yes, that includes things that were mine.
But it was never
No,
yours.
I gave it to you. I understand. I forgot that was the case with this pair of jeans, which we all uncovered in the context.
But you still think it's funny, and I know you do. You still think it's funny.
And so what? We are allowed to think it's funny. And I think that some people will watch this and think they'll understand why we think it's funny. Maybe they'll be stressed out and like kind of really uncomfortable by the way that, you know, things shook out. But I think that they will see the humor in it.
That there's more autists on the internet, and then they will be like,
Well, autists, if you understand, if you are on Eve's side and you think that me and Robert have no reason to be laughing, then you can let us know. And Robert and I will take that on the chin. We will take that so happily. If you guys are all on Eve's side, if you're all on Eve's side and you truly don't see any humor in the situation, and again, I don't think there was any wrongdoing in the situation. I just thought it was a funny situation. I'm not saying anyone involved was a snake.
Dude, I'm like so glad my parents never got divorced because I wouldn't have been able to handle it. Just hearing this argument, I'm like, oh God.
I don't wish you did anything differently, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I just thought it was kind of funny. It's just like, like selling it on Depop. Not like so funny. We didn't think it was like the funniest thing that's ever happened. We were just like, oh, that's funny.
Also, it was.
We were
I
just
should,
like,
I should say,
in the way
we were
like-
on vacation, and also we mentioned it in a nostalgic fondness
Yeah.
for that's fun, Eve. When we get back to Eve, we'll be able to laugh about this.
It's just like, I guess it's also like
That's
the
not
idea
what we
that it is
got.
funny when like someone gives you a gift and you're like, I don't want this gift.
I don't think
Do
we
you
need.
want it back?
Here's the thing.
Or
I
should
think we need to
sell it?
abandon trying to explain why it's funny. I think we need to abandon that because I don't think it'll ever work.
Okay.
We have to abandon trying to logically
If you get
explain.
it, you get it. If you know, you know. If you think it's funny, you think it's funny. And if you don't, that's okay too.
And if you're bi, you should split your social media posts straight and
Okay. Can we
bi.
completely move on? I don't want you to leave it in my room. You feel free to sell whatever you want on Depop. I just will continue to think that's funny.
Would it make you guys feel better if like I sold all
I'm not
my
gonna
clothes
do
and
it.
gave you both the money?
I mean, you're not going to do it just because someone might think it's funny?
No, because funny is a code word.
No, it's not a code word. It's so literal. It's so literal. We heard it and we chuckled and we thought
Also,
classic
Robert and I
Eve.
just like to laugh. It's just the kind of people that we are.
Also, the context was fond because absence makes the heart grow fonder. Absence were like, oh, that's so funny. And I'm like, and I bet when we get back, we'll have such a good laugh with Eve about this. That is not how it turned out.
We didn't know. Like,
I didn't know. I
Also,
didn't
I hope that everyone who watches this helps you feel vindicated, because maybe you're right and Robert and I are just crazy people and we have no idea what's funny and we're so wrong.
Maybe, and I hope so.
And I don't want you to feel attacked or like persecuted. We literally just thought it was funny.
We don't think
thought
you're a
that-
snake pirate.
No.
Also, if we did, isn't that kind of a cool thing to be? I'm the snake pirate. I'm the serpent queen of the sea.
I would encourage you in general to continue to do what you do, regardless of whether people think it's funny or not. Should we take a break?
No, let's just move on.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Dana and I were on vacation recently,
Oh my god.
and can we
we're
get
moving
serious? So let's talk about real funny shit that we all agree is funny. That all of us agree is funny. Dana and I were on vacation recently, and this place, we were in Cabo, which is a big like spring break spot. So people would walk around trying to sell you like gag spring break sashes that were just like, I'm sure if you're like a drunk like college kid, they hit, but they're just so intense if you're like, I don't know, a sober 30-year-old.
Yes.
Because you'd just be walking along the beach enjoying the sunset, and then someone would materialize out of the sand in front of you like Dune and be like, ass muncher?
Yeah.
And they'd hold up a sash that says ass muncher.
I'm a cunt. I eat ass. My brother's gay.
Yeah, it's like,
and just like
cum goes in my mouth.
sexy single.
And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, the guy runs up, he goes, ass muncher. And I'm like, look, you're going to lead with ass muncher?
Was Ass Muncher a real one?
Ass Muncher's
Ass
real.
Muncher's a
None
real
of these
one.
are made
None of
up.
these are made up.
Okay,
With
these
it-
are all
Ass
real.
Yeah,
Muncher's
these are all
real.
real. I wish I had remembered more of them because they were more creative than I could even like come up with.
Wait,
Well-
so all those options and you opted for Crazy Bitch?
Well, I thought Crazy Bitch was the one that was the most me. You guys, I did buy one.
you
It
don't
was
think
Crazy
Ass
Bitch.
Muncher's more you?
I'm gonna be real. I didn't really identify with Ass Muncher.
I'm sorry, how is
Wait,
that
why
funny?
is that funny?
Why is that funny? Because she munches ass?
Wait,
is
I'm
that the
sorry,
joke? You
because
think she's some person who
I'm
munches
not.
ass?
It's like the joke. The only thing funny there would be that I munch ass.
Yeah. So anyway, Dana got her
A
crazy.
prison of my own design.
By the way, Dana got her crazy bitch sash, and then she let me borrow it, and then I was like, do you want this back? Does this still fit you? And you're like, I don't really want it back. I'm like, anyway, so it's on sale now on my
You can get it
website.
on Robert's Depop.
You know my Depop.
But yeah, anyway, it
anyway,
was just
sorry.
really funny to watch them go around like reading off their little sashes, their wares.
Well, there
and,
was
like,
a group of what seemed to be like, I don't know, high school girls, teenage
yeah, they
girls.
were like 3 teenage girls who were sitting
They were
next to
probably
me
like
on the
20,
beach.
but they just seemed like teenage girls to
Yeah,
us.
they were like younger white girls.
But this guy walks up and he just is reading them all his options, and he's just like, cum dumpster, ass muncher, my brother is gay.
I'm like, wait,
eat
go back.
ass. Yeah.
Okay, no, go
and
for it.
And they're like, he's so deadpan, just like saying all these things, like like slutty bitch, hot bitch.
He's just clocking
crazy
in.
bitch, pussy bitch.
Well, he's just making cold
He's
calls.
just clocking in. He's
Yeah.
just trying to do his job.
And then they kept being like, not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Well,
like they were trying to be polite.
When
but
people
it's
try
like,
to sell me stuff on vacation, my go-to is not today. But also when we were on vacation, a guy would like walk up to us and he would go, glass bottom taxi boat. And I'd say, not today. And then he immediately jumps in, you want weed? Heroin? And then just instinctively, I was like, "Oh, not today." But that implies like, "Oh, if you caught me Tuesday, I was jonesing for
he
some
was
heroin."
jonesing for some heroin. But wait, I also just think it's so funny because I'm like, you can really tell that Americans are bad salespeople because like any store in LA, first of all, they don't want you to shop there. Period. Like they don't want to
Yeah.
sell you anything. They literally you walk in the store.
They're, like, pissed that you
they're
walked
pissed that
in.
you walked in. But like, let's say like an American person like was like, "Oh, do you want to buy this bracelet?" And I was like, "No." They'd give up immediately trying to sell me the bracelet. But in Cabo, if you say that you don't want the bracelet, they immediately jump to let me figure out what I can sell her, and they will proceed to list every drug you've ever heard of.
Well, we were at a pharmacy. We were like a little pharmacy, it's like a liquor store, like a general
Yeah.
store, but they also like sold basically one of those stores that sells everything. And I got a Gatorade, and then she hands me a card. She goes, HGH. And like she hands me a card with like has all these other drugs that I could get there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want a Gatorade.
We just want a Gatorade.
But also I'm like, I want Gatorade, and they're like, you need HGH.
But I'm like, these people are better salespeople, and that is why America's behind.
Also, if you walk into a store in America and you're like, hey, I'm looking for a shirt that says I munch ass, they throw you out. They act like you're crazy.
Right.
I'm like, how about get a product that supplies to the demand?
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
But yeah, they'd be like heroin, weed, cocaine. And I'm like, did you think I said no to heroin and weed because I was more in the mood for cocaine?
Well, they're gonna figure out what you want.
I feel like maybe it works for them sometimes, where they go through the list and then eventually somebody goes, you know what, that one.
Well, I will say they usually end with heroin, so it's like
Okay.
they definitely are
go up.
escalating.
They
They're
go
like,
up.
like,
Okay.
oh, weed doesn't do like track for them. But to me, I'm like, I would almost like go in reverse,
Right.
Because I'm kind of like,
I see. Yeah.
Well, after
You know?
I hear heroin, maybe I'd be more likely to
yeah,
go for the
weed
glass bottom
sounds-
taxi boat.
That's so true. That's so true. Start at heroin and then
And then
end
end
at
with glass
Yeah, because I'm like, I
taxi
know for
boat.
sure I'm not going to be doing heroin. Probably not cocaine, probably not weed. Glass bottom taxi. That's something that I'm comfortable with. Yeah.
Okay, so they just need to reverse their.
Yeah, maybe that's what
I
it
also
is.
do love how like I'm just picturing like someone who's like they're like a drug dealer, but they also have to maintain a moderately successful glass bottom taxi boat business because they have to open with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Also,
Right, because your laundering thing can't fall under, or I guess you can subsidize your friend with
glass
even
bottom
if
taxi.
your taxi business is not doing well.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a glass bottom water taxi business that never has any customers. We make $6.7 million a year.
And you know what? That tracks.
It's also, I always think about this whenever you go to like a vacation spot like Cabo, or I guess like parts of like Vegas would like fall into this, where it's like the people who live there, like actual residents, they have to maintain that like, oh, every day is a big crazy vacation. Like if you walk along the beach in Cabo, they have to make it seem like it's crazy spring break every day.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy who like, there was like this one like beachside bar that we would walk by, and he would just get on stage and he would basically like lead drinking games for people. And he'd like hype up the crowd. And I'm like, it's funny that to him, that's just his job. He clocks in, he's probably not in a good mood. He's like, all right, give me that. And then it's like, which motherfuckers are ready to get drunk?
Right, like you're trying to entertain people on what is supposed to be the craziest week of their life, but that's your 365.
That's your normal week.
So it's like it's just so funny like that you have to pretend every day is the craziest party ever. And also, I'm like, what's really interesting about these like vacation spots is they don't really have like seasons. Like, there's no like restful there's no sleepy season in Cabo. Like, regardless of like how many tourists are out, like they're still doing the same thing.
On Christmas Day, that guy is leading drinking games on stage.
Yeah.
And I really respect that.
No,
Because it
me
is just like you
too.
go to work, and part of your work is seeming like it's that rare job where a big part of the job is you have to act like it's not a job.
But
That
like,
you're just having fun.
all of these like tourist towns, it's so interesting because I'm like, the whole thing is that you have to always be the same for the tourist. So like, regardless of when the tourist chooses to like jump in, they have to find the same experience. It's kind of like you're upkeeping a video game city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
You have to be
how
there to
in
give
GTA,
side quests
like,
all the time.
Right.
Well, it's like the guy selling heroin and water and glass bottom taxi boats. Like he's probably just like, oh, okay, time to clock in.
Right.
And he has to like get excited.
Yeah. He has to get pumped because he has to pump up the tourists for whom this is going to be the craziest day of their life.
Yeah.
Regardless of what day it is.
I mean, maybe this could be the day they do heroin on a glass bottom taxi boat.
Oh, yeah, do
Yes.
people ever combine? You think?
I don't know. Do they double up?
Well, here's my thing. If I already said yes to the glass bottom taxi, do you even try to sell me the drugs?
I
don't know.
Yes, you say yes, then do they still do it?
I mean, maybe once you're on the glass bottom taxi, they're like, let's make this fun. Because maybe the glass
Okay.
bottom taxi actually like looks.
Well, maybe that's what they say. They're like, they get you to sign on, and then when they're on it, they're like, all right, this is honestly boring as shit. You want to have some fun?
Yeah. You
You
want
to really have some fun?
Yeah.
Okay, we were also staying at an all-inclusive resort, which that's always a good hack because everything that's included low-key sucks. It's like watered down drinks, terrible food.
Yes.
Also, dude, all-inclusive resorts are big like for families and like big groups, which I understand, good for them. But it also means that you run right smack dab into the reality that like the drinking age in Mexico is 18, and there's just like so many like drunk 18-year-olds.
And then you really start to realize that the American drinking age being 21 is not for the youth. It's for adults because drunk youths are literally insufferable.
Yeah.
And as many barriers to keeping as much as we can limit the amount of drunk teenagers running around, I do think we should. And I used to be a really big opponent of the 21 drinking age, and really going to Mexico and just seeing the amount of like drunk 19-year-olds openly imbibing. I'm like, this is why we have these rules.
Yeah, it is just like also like when I drank when I was underage, when I drank alcohol, I felt like such an adult. But then like as an adult, when I see like teens drinking, I'm like, you guys seem like babies.
Yeah.
You somehow seem younger than like a 12-year-old just walking around having a lemonade or whatever.
It's like truly so tragic.
Also tell your story about the bathroom, Dana.
Oh, okay. So I have recently, as a woman who is of childbearing age but has no children, I've become more and more.
You've got to stop introducing yourself like that.
It sounds like that's like as a chubby girl who doesn't want to lose weight. As a childbearing woman who doesn't have any children.
Okay. Anyway, as a woman of childbearing age,
You were gonna say as a chubby girl who doesn't want to lose weight.
Well, it's like, I'm so sorry, but it's like in like those old timey like medieval events when there's like an announcer who announces like Lord Buttleberry of Cambridge, a chubby woman who does not want to lose weight.
Of childbearing age.
childbearing
Woman
age.
of childbearing age who has born no children.
I've just become more acutely aware of little boys in the women's restroom. Like, it's just something that I've been noticing a lot. And so in Cabo, one day I go to the restroom and there's 2 stalls. One of the doors is closed. And in one of the open stall, there's this like 6-year-old boy. They're always a little too old where you're like, whatever. 6-year-old boy just shoveling sand off of his arm and onto the toilet seat that I'm about to use, right? And he sees me and he immediately like runs out. He stops. I go into the sand-covered toilet and I'm just like, Jesus. And I'm like, I'm aware his mom is in the other stall. We leave at the same time, basically. So it's his mom gets out of the stall. She takes her sandy little grubby little fucking brat and they leave. And in my head, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like maybe she's a single mom. She had no choice but to bring her son in with her. They run to the dad.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like,
walking
of
behind
course.
them.
Why doesn't the dad take
The dad
them?
is just sitting on the fucking. Also, the kid wasn't even using the restroom. So my whole thing is like, okay,
Oh,
so you
he
just
could've
didn't want to watch the kid while the mom went to the bathroom. It was so.
That's so
it made me like
weird.
so irritated because I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, in my head, I'm writing this whole narrative about like, it's okay.
she must
She's
be
probably a
single
single
mom.
mom.
She's
No,
overwhelmed.
The dad's right fucking there outside, and I'm like, in what world have we created in which like the dad can't babysit? Also, people always talk about this, but they're like, stop saying it's babysitting when dads are watching the kids. I know,
that's
they're fucking
ridiculous.
kids. But like, in what world could the dad not have either taken the son to the bathroom if the son needed to go to the bathroom? The son didn't need to go to the bathroom. He wanted to shovel sand onto the toilet. And I'm like, why couldn't he have watched the son? Like, why did the son have to go to the bathroom? It was just so like one of those like eye-opening things where you're like, what's happening?
Can I ask this? So the mom was like using a stall and the boy was in a different stall.
Yes.
But here's what I'll say. If you're bringing your child to the restroom, he should be in the same stall as you.
Yeah.
And if you think your child is too old to be in the same stall as
Then
you,
they shouldn't be
shouldn't
there.
be in the
They shouldn't be
Then they
there.
shouldn't be there.
They shouldn't be there.
But I'm just
Period.
like, the reason why I used a sand-covered toilet seat is because some
'cause
dad.
You should have gone up and told him
Like,
that. I mean, like, because of you.
Because of you.
I used a sand-covered toilet.
And then
like
don't
Robert and I were
explain
talking about how,
further.
like,
And don't explain.
Yeah.
But
we're like, it's
tell him
crazy that like this drunk loser dad was like literally solely responsible for the fact that like I had to use a sand covered toilet, and he would never understand the leaps that I'd make.
Well, yeah, it was like a Rube
To blame him for
Goldberg
that.
cause and
I think
effect.
you should have told him. I think you should have said, "Excuse me, sir. You see the sand on my ass?"
You should have shaken your sandy ass in his face.
Drop trowel and been
I
like,
said, "This is because of you."
This is because of you.
and it was because of him.
And then when he says, "What do you mean?" You go, "Figure it out."
Okay, obviously I blame the horrid men in these scenarios, but I also am like, to the women that marry these fucking men, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Or maybe
Bro.
they just didn't know that it would be like that.
maybe, but she didn't seem like it seemed like there was a level of like. She didn't even like try to.
No, I know that
like,
is
on
what
some level too, I'm
happens
like,
is they think that's normal and fine.
Well,
and
I'm sure
whatever.
she asked the
but-
first 30 times, and
Right,
the dad was like,
maybe.
you do it. And then, you know what I mean?
Or like
and
maybe
then it
every
just,
time she's left the son with the dad, something terrible goes
Right.
goes horribly
Weaponized
awry.
incompetence.
Weaponized, yeah.
yeah, something terrible happens. Like the dad says, "Hey, don't just shake sand under the toilet seat.
Right.
But I was also talking about how I'm like, dude, I never went into the bathroom with my dad. Like, and the gender roles are never reversed.
No, I think I did.
Like, until you were 6?
No.
Like, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, but like,
Well, I remember
because I remember we had a conversation where he was like, you have to go to the bathroom we have to go to the men's bathroom, and I was like, why can't we go to the women's? And he was like, I can't go in the women's. You have to come to the men's.
Yeah. That's horrific.
And
Also,
that's why I started walking into men's locker rooms.
it wasn't her
It's all
fault.
from
It all
my
comes
childhood.
It was
full
ingrained in her
circle.
childhood. I remember only one time being brought into the restroom with an adult caregiver, and it was because I had a nanny who took me to the mall, and then she started to feel sick, so she took me into the bathroom with her while she puked into the toilet, and then I have a vivid memory of this women's restroom, and the next memory I have is standing at the foot of her hospital bed.
Oh my
she had like a
God.
really serious like food allergy or something.
Jeez.
And so that's the one memory I got.
Oh.
And from then on, I'm like, I think I'm grown up enough to go to the bathroom by myself
Wow.
and maybe even go to war at this point.
Yeah.
But I literally in my
definitely.
head, I remember her like frantically moving me into the stall with her, getting sick, and then it's like black space, black space, black space. I'm at the foot of her hospital
Dude,
bed.
that's deeply traumatic.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. How old was she?
I mean, I don't know. It's that thing where like to me she felt like she was 40, but that she was probably like 20. I mean, like I was a child.
Right. It's like how
Yeah.
every kindergartner teacher every kindergartner thinks their teacher is like 100 and the teacher is like 22.
Well, it's like crazy. Maybe doing comedy in LA too. I'll meet so many like, what I consider to be like, outright like crazy wild people, and they'll be at an open mic saying unhinged shit, and then like their first 3 jokes will be like unhinged, like X-rated material, and their last joke is, so I teach kindergarten, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Who knew all kindergarten teachers are?
Because they're not paid enough. Like they.
No, literally, they're not.
And this is pro. I think that you should be able to do crazy
Right.
shit.
I just burped into the mic. Okay. I saw a take that was basically saying, there was this guy saying that he thinks that Americans not smoking cigarettes is the death of culture and his reasoning was cigarettes make people skinny. So he was like, everyone's fat. And so like things shit suck.
I feel like people were still fat when.
Okay, can I
smoking was
continue?
big.
Not
Okay.
They were not as fat. People didn't get really fat until the 90s in America, first of all. But
Period.
then his second reason was like people aren't like up late all night smoking cigarettes, and then his third reason was that the best conversations that people have like are in like alleys where they're smoking cigarettes. And here's my thing. I don't really agree. I don't think we should be smoking more. I think smoking cigarettes is really bad for you. And I think if you knew my grandma Mary, and may she rest in peace, and I'm not trying to slander anyone. I'm not trying to.
Don't you dare slander your
not trying
grandma
to speak
Mary.
ill
I'm
the
not trying to
dead.
speak ill of the dead. And Grandma Mary,
But that bitch was nasty.
I have nothing but love in my heart for my Grandma Mary.
you before dragging a dead woman to filth.
But that
Grandma
bitchy
Mary
ashtray.
Grandma Mary was a lifetime smoker, and if you had known her, you would not want to smoke cigarettes.
Okay. We grew up in that era of there was smoking everywhere still. Like, I remember cigarette sections of restaurants and
the
stuff.
90s were like dirty with cigarettes. But my Grandma Mary, first of all, lovely lady. I didn't know her that well because when I was alive, she already had like really bad Alzheimer's. So she like didn't know what was going on. And this lady looked rough. Man, like the cigarettes, nothing but love in her heart.
R.I.P.
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love in her heart. And she was very thin.
rough.
She was very thin. I'm like, if your priority is thinness, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Basically, what I'm saying is I think cigarettes are lame, and I think if you had known my Grandma Mary, you would think cigarettes were lame too.
No, I mean
Grandma
obviously people who smoke cigarettes are fucking defending it with their life because they couldn't stop if they wanted
Also,
to.
if you're smoking now in this day and age, clearly you've heard all the warnings. There's all this technology to help you quit. If you're still smoking, then like Eve's saying, it's like you've tried and failed.
Obviously, they have to make up reasonings for why it's super cool and good.
But I just think when hot young people smoke, I'm like, you clearly didn't have a really like decrepit look at. You didn't have the final result of smoking around you.
You must have had a hot ass grandma who was super curvy but wasn't trying to lose weight.
Also, it always comes back to being hot is what's cool.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
matter what it is, because
being hot is what's
no
cool.
matter what the hot person is doing, That's what's cool
Right.
about the activity.
Which is why I always think it's
is
so
that they're
insidious when hot
because
people
when you
smoke.
See fucking uggos like decrepit grandma Mary smoking. You don't think it's cool. You think it's nasty.
If you knew Grandma Mary, none of you would be
And then,
smoking
so
right now.
when a hot person does anything cool, when a hot person does anything, it's cool. On the flip side of that, when a nasty person does anything, it's nasty. Like,
Yeah.
they could be.
Well, I used to be a really big smoker, and then what happened was Dana showed me one picture of her grandma Mary, and I was like, get away from me. Never tempted again. But no, all respect to her and her legacy.
The vibe of the person is always what's going to dictate your view.
Well, people are like, oh, cigarettes were so cool when like James Dean was smoking cigarettes. I'm like,
Right.
brother, you're not James Dean.
You're not
on,
James
You're on
Dean.
break at Applebee's.
Yeah.
All right. And
Oh
the
God,
other servers
you're not
don't
serving
like
James
you.
Dean.
And if you the people you do serve, they're like, can we maybe move to a different section?
Yeah,
Right.
they're asking him to move to a different section.
Well, this is my thing about people nowadays who are talking about like, oh, cigarettes are cool. We need cigarettes. It's like they act like we got rid of cigarettes just so, on a whim. We just
Well, also,
woke up in
to
2000.
be to be less cool. We were
Yeah.
like, oh,
Right.
we're sick of this
It's too
cool.
cool.
We're sick of all the cool.
It's
It's,
like-
too cool here.
cool.
People are too hot
It's
and
too
skinny
cool.
and intellectual.
Yeah, people nowadays are like, why don't we normalize cigarettes? It's like, yeah, dude, we tried that for decades and decades.
Yeah.
It was so
normalized.
gross.
It
We
was
got
so
rid of it.
normalized.
It
actually
was normalized.
It was super normalized.
They're acting like, hey, but have we tried like bringing cigarettes back into mainstream culture? Yeah, for a long time, and it was so gross. We all collectively said, get rid of this.
Also, you can't smell media. A picture
That's so real.
of a hot person, a video of a hot person smoking seems super like, oh, what could possibly, you smell that in real life? They're not so hot anymore.
yeah,
It's real.
if James Dean walked up to you at a party, you'd be like, yeah, all right, whatever, man. Good luck with the movies.
You wouldn't
and
be
you'd
able to
walk away.
even be able to look at him and appreciate his hotness because you'd be like, I need to get away from
That's
this
so
stench.
real.
Yeah.
Well, that was Aiden and Carrie. Like Carrie Bradshaw was super hot, but Aiden was like, I don't know if I can date you if you're smoking. But then he did date her.
But he was valid for that, for saying that.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
valid
was
for saying
completely valid
And
for
that was
being like,
valid.
it's
It was
gross.
valid.
Actually, cigarettes are quite gross, which is really realistic.
It is. Anyway, I just wanted to bring up that take because I think there were some interesting points where I'm like, no, I do think as a culture, it's like I wish that people, talked more. I wish there was but I'm like, why can't we take apple breaks? Is my proposition. Like instead of smoking, why can't hot people make like eating an apple in the alley cool?
Yeah.
we should start eating apples. In
Yeah.
the alley.
Let's start eating apples in the alley.
And instead of cigarette butts, it's like apple cores.
Apple
everywhere.
cores.
yeah, yeah.
When you go to a restaurant, they're like, would you like to be seated in the apple section? I remember back in my day, you could eat an apple on an airplane.
Instead of an ashtray, it's like a core
Well,
tray.
Grandma Mary also, she smoked so much she couldn't even go to Hawaii because the flight was too long and she couldn't go that long without smoking.
All respect to your memory, Grandma Mary.
All
Respect to
respect
her
to your memory, Grandma
memory.
Mary. But again, you guys, anyone
Grandma
out
Mary-
there
smoke on the plane, which is
they just smoke on
unhinged.
the plane, which is crazy.
That's unhinged.
Which is so kookalulu.
Like, I'm so glad that it's not
well,
normalized.
you can still see
So
the remnants
glad.
of the smoking on the airplane because they have the light that's like the smoking, no smoking light.
They still got
that goes
that.
on in the plane.
That doesn't really bode well for like the updates they're making to airplanes. We're still flying in like the 90s
That's
models.
so real.
Do you see?
They have said this. There's like a huge problem right now with airlines because they are all the technology and the mechanics are really
Right,
out of date.
they're getting to the point where they
a
need
big
new
problem.
planes.
Well, it's
Also, there have been like a lot more airplane
Yeah.
crashes. There's an uptick in. Sorry.
I
because
gotta
the
be honest,
machinery's getting old.
whenever I hear about an airplane crash, I am just like, I'm surprised that's not everyone. I'm like, when I'm in an airplane, I'm like, how does this work? It's crazy.
Period.
100%.
And the fact they cracked this in like the 1910s or whatever.
Yeah, the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
Period. Go off, Kings.
Go off, King.
They
Shout
were-
out,
they
shout
were
out to the
ripping
Wright
cigs the
brothers.
whole time.
Shout out to the Wright brothers.
I heard that one of the Wright brothers, he had a pair of jeans.
Bruh.
Bro, what are you doing?
Bruh.
What are you fucking doing right
Curse topic.
now? What are you doing? Good.
Are we done? Good
night,
young old. You can
You
sell
sell
our
the
clothes.
And it's not funny.
And nothing
Nothing
is
is
funny
funny.
about that.
Good night.